Hello everyone. How would you like to see a B in your OET? Today, I decided to share my OET journey. And in this video, let me first talk about my best secrets in the speaking task, where I got the highest score. By the way, my name is Rosa, and I passed the OET in one take by self-review. Let's talk about the speaking task. The speaking task consists of 2 role-playing scenarios which mimic patient or family member interactions that we routinely encounter, and the role plays usually last 20 minutes. Or rather, the whole speaking task lasts for 20 minutes. The speaking task section begins with the question and answer portion, wherein the interviewer asks the candidate to describe his or her professional background. The interviewer then introduces one of the role-playing situations, wherein you will receive a note card with information relevant to that situation. Each role play lasts 5 minutes. Though the exact scenarios vary between candidates, the structure of the script will be the same, and the candidate will always take on the part of professional, as a nurse or as a doctor. The interviewer, our interlocutor, will play the part of the patient, or in some instances, a family member or the caretaker of the patient. Then let's move on to my proven secrets in speaking task. Tip number 1. Start early, as early as possible. Not only in collecting review materials, I had tons, with some of them left untouched. Starting early means you need to sit down, open those books, and turn your review plan into action. Even the candidates whose English language is far advanced, yet they still do prepare as early as they can. Move on to the tip number 2. Understand the assessment criteria for the speaking task. Well, unlike the other sections of the OET, the speaking task consists more subjective content and graded by at least 2 trained examiners. You will be given a score based on your communication skills, not in your professional knowledge. The more familiar you are with the assessment criteria, the more you pay attention to the details of the specific role-play task, the better chances of winning. I think that's an old joke. I mean, the better chance of meeting the required score in OET. The examiners follow the detailed assessment criteria in judging the candidate, including your overall ability to respond to the given task, your fluency and intelligibility of your speech, and considering also how appropriate your responses, and most importantly, your command of English grammar. For the complete details of the assessment criteria for the speaking task, please refer to the OET official website. Moving on to the tip number 3. Know your weaknesses. In the beginning, I was focusing more on how I did well on some of my practices. Upon seeing some role-play scenario samples, I thought the task was very easy. I thought speaking task will be as the easiest in the OET, but I was wrong. I needed to go back and forth and refer to the assessment criteria while practicing my role plays. Therefore, I realized it was more important to find out my weaknesses and work on improving them. So how to find out your weaknesses? One way is to find someone who already passed the test or who has a higher level of English than you. You can ask them to listen to your recordings, and maybe they can identify and point out mistakes that you didn't know about. Afterwards, you can watch and listen back to your recordings and find out more on your weaknesses and eventually improve your skills. The last but not the least of my proven tips. Tip number 4, practice. Practice the role plays. It makes it perfect. Get a speaking partner who can play the role of the interviewer, your friend or your colleague. You can also search for another candidate, and there you can share role play practices, playing each role towards the other. Now, my very best secret in practicing the role play, that despite my very tight Tuesday schedule at that time, I was able to practice in regular basis. And the secret is, speak to your patients. Apply the role play format in each of your patients' encounter, and that all your nurse-patient talk will turn into the real-life OET speaking scenario in the clinical area, whether you work in inpatient or in the clinic setting. For those who are not presently working in the clinical area, you can adapt also this OET speaking format when you talk to your friends or family members. When they do ask any medical related questions, then there you go, you can apply the role play format. The building relationship, including their perspective and ideas, getting their cues in the conversation cues, information giving and gathering in appropriate language and in the language that the layman can understand. In my case, from the time that I decided to prepare for the exam on my own and not attend the formal OET classes, I started talking to my patients in the most ideal way possible in an OET speaking test role play format. Yes, it worked for me. I guarantee you that it will help you as well. Let us recap my best secrets in OET B-score. Number 1, start early as possible. Number 2, find out the assessment criteria. Check the OET website. Number 3, improve your skills. Find out your weaknesses. And last but not the least, practice. Practice the role plays. With my bonus tip, you can do it on a regular basis. Speak to your patients, talk to your friends, your colleagues, and family members in an OET role play scenarios format. So that is all for now, guys. Please just believe in yourself, and you can definitely pass the OET. Stay focused and committed. I will appreciate if you drop in your comments, and please subscribe and click the notification bell for more videos to come. Thank you very much. Please stay safe and keep well always.